So we have got the 23 WRX pushed back, oh not pushed, it drove into the garage because this is the only car that actually drives right now. And I got the RX-7 pushed out. Now over the next 2 or 3 videos, we're gonna be completely transforming the look of this WRX to look even better than what we've made it already, which I am ecstatic for because this car needs a decent amount of love to continue to look better. Like, it doesn't look bad now. In stock form, I don't think it looks the best. With the modifications we did last time, I think it really helped the car a bit. We can take it one step further. So we're gonna be doing a couple things to this thing today to make it look even better. And I think these modifications that I'm about to show you really change and transform the overall look of a car. And that's going to be a full lip kit. Now, all of this is nice carbon fiber from our friends down at JDmuscle. So huge shout out to them, and I'll link their website down below. So if you guys want to snag this, you can. But it's gonna be a carbon front lip, carbon side skirts, and carbon rear spats for this thing. I would also like to do the oil change on it because, oh, and I have a couple other small things out for delivery for this thing that aren't really cosmetic, but they're just kind of like quality of life. But anyways, I would also like to do the oil change on this thing. We're right around 600 miles on it, which means that I would like to change the oil, because normally on brand new cars, I'll do it at 500 miles, get out any potential assembly lube, get out any potential crap from break-in or anything, any debris that just might be chilling in that engine from initial assembly. So we'll do that. We'll take out the 020 and we're gonna put in 530. Now, when we swap over to 530, 530 is going to do a couple things for us. A, it's going to increase oil pressure a little bit. 020 is what comes in these cars stock, and it's like water. Having water or 020 in a performance car, in my opinion, is just not good. They put 020 in these things for fuel economy reasons. Less resistance, easier for everything to move inside of the engine. But once you start getting up into hot temperatures, that oil breaks down a little bit more and becomes exceptionally thin. So we're gonna be pulling out that 020 and replace it with 530. It's gonna increase oil pressure a little bit. It's gonna withstand temperatures a little bit more. So we'll probably see a very small decrease in our oil temperatures as well. And we can get a fresh filter and all the crap out of there. So to start things off, I say we start out with the carbon fiber goodies I got down in front of me. So this is the exact same lip kit that I had on the 14 WRX that we just got rid of. And I mean, I was super happy with the fitment and the quality of it, so I'm assuming this will be the exact same. To start things off, let me get the quick jack slid under the WRX. We're gonna have to do the side skirts off of the quick jacks, but for the rear spats and the front lip, we should be able to, do it with the car on quick jack. So the WRX up in the air, we can get to installing these. Now, most of these are going to be beginner level mods, I would say. And with the WRX being a new platform and a lot of people coming into the car enthusiast world, I'm gonna be a little bit more detailed with the installs that I do on this car, kind of like I used to with the VA, STI, and all of that stuff when we first started the channel. So the videos on this car are gonna be a little bit more detailed versus the videos on the STI, where it's a lot of like very technical things and engine building and fabrication and all that stuff, or like the RX-7, where it's a lot of like time lapse of me trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. So this is gonna be a little bit more of an in-depth, detailed series on this WRX. So when it comes to installing a front lip, there's a couple things you need to keep in mind. You don't want to start at a random point in the lip. You typically want to start right in the middle, which is where we're gonna start. So we've got this one center hole here, here, and here. We're gonna start in that one middle, do those two, and then we're gonna start working outwards on each side of the lip. Now there's a couple different ways you can mount them. You can use 3M tape. I am not going to be using 3M tape on the lip. I will be using a little bit of 3M tape on the spats and the side skirts, but for the lip itself, we're just going to be using the hardware. Now I just mocked this up and it fits pretty well up to the bumper. With carbon fiber or fiberglass parts, sometimes they don't always fit the best. When you have ABS, you can get away from the like a poor fitment by heating it up and stretching it a little bit. So what we're going to do is jump down here underneath of the bumper, get that center screw lined up. Like I said, most of these are going to be self-tappers. As you can see on these ones, they are oblonged a bit, so it gives us a little bit of adjustability. Some of these may use OEM mounting holes, and if that's the case, we can drill them up if the holes are too small. Figure out kind of where everything's going to go, and it doesn't look like any up on the front. It looks like we've got one on the corners. Later. That guy, and then this far corner one. Okay, so right there. So it is that hole there that we are going to retain. All right, so I'm gonna go drill this one hole up real quick. So the big thing we're looking for here is to make sure the lip is fully square with the body, which it looks like it is if we look at it. It doesn't look like any more part protrudes out than any other. We do have these gaps on the sides, but don't worry, they do give us the seals for those. So once we get the middle of the lip pretty much done, we'll come in here and we'll put the seals on. This side there's not as big of a gap, but you know, it's carbon fiber. It's not gonna be perfect. If you get like OEM lip, it will be perfect, but honestly, not bad, dude. It's subtle, it's nice, it's carbon. I dig the look of it. So actually I can also push this side in a little bit when we go to install this. I can kind of work it in a little bit more so that way it sits a little bit closer there and closes up that gap, which isn't too bad. So sweet. Now we're gonna go through and start getting all of these screws in. We're gonna start with the center ones and then start to work our way outwards. Once we get to probably about right here, that's when we're gonna pop this guy back off and get those seals on to get this lip permanently on there. But dude, I dig it. It's nice and subtle. It's a little nice touch of carbon. I'm about it. On that is honestly better than it was on the hatch, and it's the same brand lip, same company, same brand, just fits way better. Fitment on the lip came out awesome. Like, there's no gaps or anything. Everything meets up where it's supposed to. The weather stripping does add a nice little effect to fill out any gap that you might have on the edge there. Honestly, dude, it fits like perfect going along the bumper also, which is hard to find in carbon fiber lips. Everything just went on perfect. Like I said, when you go to install a lip, start with the known fixed positions that use like actual pop clips from the OEM body panel, but you guys can see everything down there is just nice. We used an OEM clip there and an OEM clip on that back corner, and that's how we squared up the lip to the bumper. So super happy with that. Okay, yes, I'm wearing a different shirt. Yes, the RX-7's back in the garage, the WRX is in front of me. We're jumping around a little bit. I'm shooting multiple videos at once so I can get ahead a little bit, but I want to get the oil change done on the WRX. So I've got it up on my ramps. I've got the oil pan slid under it. It's an oil change, it's not hard. There's one 14 or 17 mil bolt underneath of the car. We're gonna get that out. Then everything to change the oil is super easy. We've got oil filter on top, oil fill on top. So let's hop down there, start draining out the old oil, and we're gonna get some 5W30 in this thing, which, like I said, it'll decrease oil temps a little bit and bump oil pressure up just a hair. Ooh, dude, that stuff is like legit water. It's so thin. Filter off, new filter on. Toss this guy on here now. Now that we've got all the old 520 out, we're gonna be tossing in our 530. Now I wanna give a huge shout out to today's video partner, our friends over at Haviland. So we're gonna be throwing in their Haviland Pro 5W30. Personally, I like the packaging that they provide in these. It's quality oil. I've ran it in a lot of cars and I use it in pretty much all of the cars. With their packaging, it's a lot like boxing a wine. It's super easy to use. You use 70% less plastic because you're not using one of those massive jugs. You can also reuse these to house your old oil. So you're using 70% less plastic. You're getting 1 extra quart, so you're getting 6 quarts versus 5, and it's super easy to use. There we go, look at that, nice 5W30 going in. I'll link the funnel down below too, because everyone always asks about the funnel. We take our fun little funnel here off. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to clean up the spilt oil that I just put everywhere. And then we'll finish up our oil change. Not too bad. Now she's idled for a bit. We'll let oil settle back down there. Check oil in like 30 seconds. I'm trying not to fling oil everywhere, you know, I'm just not having it. Look solid. I want to give a huge shout out one more time to our partners over at Haviland. They've been working with us for like 2 years now. It's pretty much my go-to oil in all the daily drivers. If you guys are looking for more information on this oil, I'll have a link down below in the description over to Haviland's site. And if you're looking to snag any of this stuff, you guys can pick it up at any of your local Walmarts while you're doing your grocery shopping, back to school shopping, summer shopping, maybe you're buying swimming trunks, I don't know. But I'm gonna get this bumper tossed back on and then let's keep knocking out some stuff. We got side skirts and some other fun goodies to toss on this WRX. For the side skirts, we're gonna be running a strip of 3M tape along both of these. The screws and everything will help, but this will also just help adhere a little bit more. So it came with everything, so I figured I might as well use it, right?
I'm not gonna go all the way to the end and just like try to go on the inside of the holes also. Now underneath on the side skirts, you're not gonna have to worry about what you did like with the front lip where you gotta like use OEM mounting holes. These will literally just screw right into plastic on the side skirt itself.
Shazam! Just like that. Last time I did this, I had these things all sorts of off-center. What am I like? It's all the tape, man. All the tape is just sticking to it. It's doing what it's supposed to do, just not, I don't want it to do it quite yet. into its hole. Sick. 3M tape. You're gonna start to unpeel it all. Fitment is pretty spot on with these guys. I probably could have gone a little bit further in with the 3M tape because I can see a little bit of it, but overall, dude, that's not bad. Lines up perfect on every dimension. I'm really curious to see what the car looks like back on the ground to see how much dimension it actually adds to the car. Because that's one thing that like lip kits help with, is just adding a bit more dimension to the car, especially with panels like, I don't know, this is a complex car, so this one may be a bad example, but like on simplistic cars, like kind of like the RX-7 out there that's completely blown out, when you add little stuff like this, it just adds more dimension, which is nice. So we're gonna do exactly what we did on this side, over to that side. Or just a big ass fly. So we have our side skirts and our carbon lip put on. I'm still like up in the air with the spats. I'm gonna install one and see if I like it. Just mocking it up, I think it sticks out a little bit too far in my personal opinion, but we'll give it a try. We're gonna install one. If we like it, we'll install the other one and permanently install the one that we're about to test fit, and then I'll kind of show you the whole car, because dude, it's looking way better. I dig it. It looks so much better with the lip kit on it. Line up right about there. Put two of these self tappers in just to hold it in place, and we'll take a gander. All right, let me set the car on the ground, see if I like it or not. Okay, front lip. I like the front lip. What do you think of the front lip? Oh wow.
No, sorry, it's not in my mouth. Looks good.
Front lip looks good, right? Side skirts, what do you think of the side skirt?
Okay.
Look good?
What's the, what am I about to...
The rear spat. I don't think I like it. Honest opinion. I feel like it sticks out too much.
To be honest, the rear spat's what I like the most.
Really?
Well, it's kind of hard to tell when I'm like this close to it. It's like, hey, how does this look? I'm not going to say it looks great, but I have less problems with the spat than the rest of it.
Really? I'm the opposite. I feel like I have the most problems with the spat.
No, because it stays at the exact same level. So I mean, this whole thing works together. And the fact that the back of the side skirt extension sticks out like that feeds into that piece. So it actually does have a really like pleasant line to it. I think we're making a bigger problem with it than there actually is.
I think we're also making a bigger problem.
Because we're very picky. This is the problem with us.
We're picky?
Yeah.
I am very
And when it's just one of us, we're less picky. But when it's both of us, we make like a terrible, because we were both picky.
That's what happened with the fucking wide body on the STI, which is why I got rid of it. And we put it on fucking Tina's car and I wasn't there and you did it and it went just fine.
Yeah. We're picky about different things too. So when you combine it, it's like we got a problem with everything. I just turned up your aperture.
Okay, outside of the garage, I have no problem with the side skirts and the lip now. I hate the spat, dude. I'm not keeping the spat on there. That looks awful.
What, dude? Come on, man.
Dude, it looks so bad with the spat.
Come on, man.
If it stuck out the same...
It doesn't look that bad, dude.
The problem I have with the spat is it sticks out way fucking farther than the lip and the side skirt. That's the problem I'm having with it right now.
I guess.
If it stuck out the same amount as the lip and the skirt...
But look, the skirt sticks out further at the end. It matches. It's literally matching.
Let's spat off real quick and then let's look at it.
Okay. Works for some, doesn't work for all. What's your cup of tea might be someone else's coffee. I think it looks good.
I like it like this.
Yeah, I'd leave the spats off.
The next little thing I have for the WRX, it's not really a mod, it's another OEM part, but it's nice because I don't like crap sliding around in my trunk all the time, so I got the little, they call it a grocery hook. I use this for my camera bags or my backpacks. Stupidity, it's 2 well nuts, 2 bolts, and they give you the tool for it. So let me show you. You can put this literally anywhere in the trunk. They give you these 2 little well nuts. They're just rubber inserts. And up on the top trim of the WRX here, you're gonna see all those little circles right there. They run across this entire thing here. So you can put it wherever you want. I'm probably gonna put it on the far right side here. You just slide these up in, put the hook where you're gonna do it, put the little screws and the washers that they give you through there, tighten it down, and then you throw those on the ground. They disappear under the neon. So I'm gonna be driving this car down to Utah anyways in a couple of weeks. So having like all these nice little OEM Plus amenities are kind of nice. And then it just folds down. It's on the floor, but if I have it on the hook and just lean it there and it doesn't slide around, that's the main reason why I keep these hooks in here. So that way, oh no, it's 25 pounds, max load 25 pounds. That's actually not bad though. So that's all I've got for you guys on the WRX for this one. The lip kit entirely changed how the car actually looks. The spats, I'm still incredibly undecided on the spats. Let me know what you guys think. I think they stick out just a little bit too far on the car. I may toss them back on just to see if I get used to them and if I do like them. If not, I can always take them back off. But I wanted to give you guys a quick update with the RX-7 also because I've been working on it off camera, just doing things to it because it's not a content car for me. It's more of a personal project and enjoyment one that I just film every now and then. So I'll give you a quick update on that. So this little bugger here is coming along. I've got some brand new billet engine mounts in this thing from who was it, Full Function Engineering. So the engine is like sturdy now. I also had a small oopsie and I kind of destroyed the lower intake manifold on the RX-7, so gives me an opportunity to order the aftermarket excessive one. So we're gonna be running 6 injectors in the RX-7 now. We're gonna have 4 ID1700s as our secondaries, 2 ID1300s as our primaries. So this car will have just shy of 10,000 cc's of injector on it. So the power level of this thing will probably max out that turbo at about 650 wheel horsepower. This thing is going to be a gnarly little car. I've also got the boost controller put in here, a whole bunch of other smaller wiring stuff I've been doing off camera, just getting a lot of this stuff done. I still have all of this stuff back here to do also, but Iridium steering wheel looks beautiful. Got the sunroof open and the windows down right now just to let it air out a little bit. The only other 2 big items, I also ordered the ignition system for the car and the sub harness for the ignition system. So the only things, oh, and the oil coolers, I got those ordered too. So the only things we're really going to be waiting on to get this car started is the Greddy V-mount kit and a catback, and then this thing will pretty much be ready to go at that point. So then lastly, I'll give you an STI update because I talked to Outfront this morning. They cut the block in half. We found out what the cause of the failure was. It's either one of 2 things. It's either the head stud is twisting with the nut when we're torquing it down and it penetrated the block. I'll put a couple photos up right now, and it ended up penetrating the block and cracking the block. Or the other option is the head stud is in that with the amount of torque, it's literally ripping the engine apart. I think it could be either one. On the next set, we are going to drop that head stud torque value back down to 120 from 140. The 140 foot-pounds, it seems like there's some like random number that I pulled out of my butt that some people think. The 140 foot-pounds was on the tech sheet from Outfront for those specific head studs for that specific engine. Now, it's not like they didn't drill it out too far, they didn't thread it enough. With EGs, they're a little bit weird. You've got little ball bearings that come with the head studs, and those will help offset some of the head studs so that way they're sitting at the correct angle. But we're working on it. They're working on the engine right now, so I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that it ships out ASAP, so that way I can get Blue back up and running. But just want to give you an update on the other 2 cars since A, nothing's really been going on with Blue, and B, the RX-7 I've just been working on off camera. So the next couple videos, like I said, are going to be on the WRX still. More modifications going on it. But with that, that's all I got for you guys on this one. So if you like the video, you know what to do. Go hit that like button, turn it black, blue, green, yellow, purple, silver, cyan, whatever color it turns for you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel already and you want to be one of these corners, no idea which one I'll put it in quite yet. But with that, we'll catch you guys in the next one. So peace out, homies. Woo!